to The Bachelor, the morning after. We are almost done. Thank God. I'm Trisha. This is Ashley I. And Ashley, who do we have here with us today?
Okay, we have Bekah M, short-haired Bekah, young Bekah.
Bekah with the short hair.
Baby Bekah.
Yeah, Bekah with the short hair. And Corinne Olympios.
Hi. Yay.
We're here.
Anywhere.
We're here.
So, Bekah, we talked a lot already on Access Live and Watch Access tonight. So we're just gonna do a straight recap. But I mean, we have so many thoughts.
Yes.
So, Corinne, you had it by the 2.5 hours. You were done.
I couldn't bear to watch. Honestly, I was like sitting on my bed. I'm like, ugh. I was cringing. I literally turned it off after 30 minutes into that last hour. Couldn't do it. I'm just over him. I don't buy him as a bachelor. As I said the entire season on every recap I did, he's just not there.
They tried to make Arie happen. They can't make Arie happen. Stop trying to make Arie happen.
Oh, he's happening all right. Not in a good way.
You were at the live taping last night, and you'll be after the final rose tonight. What was the vibe there? I mean, I heard the audience booing.
I mean, Chris Harrison was not overselling it. I've never seen anything like it on TV before. Like, I was yelling at the monitor, not just because we were in a live studio, but I was like, go away. Like, leave her alone. Oh my God. It was unbelievable. I felt the same way. I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah, Ashley, why do you think they aired both cameras simultaneously? Of course, Chris Harrison says that's never been done on reality.
I don't think it was so much for them like sitting down with each other and having the facial angles. I think it was more like, she's gonna get up, and then we have to follow him, because if they go in separate ways, we need to get both angles.
Right.
And it's also the emotion. You need to see like the actual emotion on each other's faces, and you could tell Bekah was just like really just like, what the F?
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I love her. That's it. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's just like, no, I'm gonna go try with her.
Yeah.
It was just the way he did it was so like, ew. Just EW period. Like, over you, get out. Bye.
But not at the same time, because if that had really been the case, he would have like left, and instead he wanted to sit there and get a reaction from her.
She thinks that he was begging for tears.
He wanted the satisfaction of seeing her want him, which is what he's done the whole season. Why do you think he's so infatuated with Lauren? Because she won't give him what he wants, which is like, well, eventually, like she did, but it was so funny because somebody tweeted at me like, well, Lauren's gotten more out of him than anybody else. And I'm like, yeah, because he's using his own information to manipulate Lauren into opening up to him. That's why he opened up to her.
I have gotten nothing out of Arie or Lauren, so I don't know what that tweeter was talking about.
This whole season to me was just blah.
I know.
It was so.
Well, how do you feel about being on a blah season?
No, well, you brought the light.
Okay, blah season.
Every Tuesday we have said.
Glitter.
Yeah.
No, every Tuesday we loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Wait, I need to go through something that Bekah and I were talking about off camera. The different ways that Arie could have dealt with this whole breakup. Why didn't he just break up with Lauren like the way a normal bachelor would? Because back in the day, I know like modern day bachelor seasons. I like to say the modern day started with like Crystal's season, Andy's season. Nobody's broken up after the final rose, but before that, they used to like show up to after the final rose and be like, yeah, we
broke up 3 weeks later.
We're on the verge, we're on the rocks. True. Why couldn't he have just been like, yeah, everything's not going so great, and that be it? And then he could have pursued Lauren after the fact.
Sure, or also even, maybe it's kind of selfish, but I was saying like, just hold on to the relationship for another couple months.
I mean, just for her sake, just like for like the sake of TV. Like, I don't know, is that horrible to say?
No, I don't like that he said I felt a
know.
lot of guilt for Bekah. Like, why did he feel so guilty with Bekah? Like, I don't.
He didn't want to drag her along if he knew that wasn't his person.
He said no, too.
No, he said like the reason why I asked her to marry me was because I felt a lot of guilt with Bekah. Not that he, after the fact, was saying.
What?
Yeah,
well, you guys decided that morning of their proposal.
Oh, I know. I love the fact he was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then the next day he wakes up, he goes, I have clarity. Okay, your friends yesterday on the Almost Famous podcast were talking about how they think he would have switcherooed regardless
I said
of
that
who.
too.
You did?
What? Yes.
Okay, so
I think that if he had picked Lauren, he would have gone back to Bekah.
Yeah, because that's how, like, not not sure of anything he is.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's why he was so blah as a bachelor in a whole.
Yes.
Like, he just, like, there was no, like, I said this before, there was no difference in any relationship. It was like, not like, hey, we have the same humor. Hey, I like what she wants to do as a mom. Hey, this. Right. It was just all the same with everybody.
I love that.
Very intuitive. Very intuitive.
So true. That's so true.
It's incredible. It's amazing. Yeah. I love that.
I love that.
But you were in a relationship with him, and it did look authentic and real. And you had damn good physical chemistry.
He cried with her and no one else. He didn't cry last night, but he cried with her.
Yep.
He just, like, just like when you said that, like how he didn't cry and like whatever he did, like his face, like sitting there, like, did you see his face? He was just like,
there was no pain like his face. It was so scary how unempathetic
You know what?
he was.
He probably only cried when I left because he's like, I should have taken her to the fantasy suites. Like, that's probably all that was going through his head. Like, I mean, he doesn't actually have any real emotional, like he's, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think
you think he was raised that way? Because I feel like I think maybe. I think he just.
His dad. I mean, I liked what his mom had to say about it.
Is his dad British, by the way? He would be like talking normal for
He's Dutch.
Oh, okay. He would be like talking normal for a second, then I'm like, what is that accent? I'm like, I don't really. I don't know.
It's a strong accent for being in America for like 30 years.
His dad was just like, oh yeah, so you can't decide. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to either.
And then tells Bekah, I don't care who he picks. And Becca's like, I love hearing this.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And then says, we're as different as a starfish and apple, which is totally true.
Wait, that's what she said about Arie and Bekah? Oh, Lauren and Bekah. Okay, that's so true.
The two of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they could not be more different.
I missed Bekah talking at the end because I just had to turn it off because I was so disgusted. What did Bekah say when she sat down with Chris Harrison? Was she like...
there was like 2 minutes.
It was just like, you know what, it is what it is kind of thing?
Yeah. The last thing she said was, I just feel like I was lied to for so long.
Well, I mean, I don't think that she was lied to. I just think that, like, he really did feel that way about both of them and just really didn't know what the hell to do, and he just, like, really...
You know why he lied, though? Because he... I just know all this stuff. He called Lauren on the night of the premiere and was contacting and didn't tell Bekah.
Well,
and he was telling
really
Bekah the week leading up to their weekend, I love you, can't wait to see you this weekend. Like,
it's cruel.
That is so crazy that he knew he was going to break. Okay, so he was talking to Lauren, knew he was going to break up with Bekah.
On cameras.
And then kept saying, I love you, miss you, can't wait to see you.
That is so repulsive to me. Honestly. No, honestly, it's so repulsive to me. I don't even, I'm really containing how I feel right now. Like, I really am not okay with this. I don't even know.
Especially during this Me Too feminist
Arie is a failure, okay? Huge fail. Sorry.
You know what?
Anymore.
You know what? Here's the thing. He said, I'm like, oh, I hope you got here. Like, I hope you got what you came for, which wasn't an engagement. Arie has never won in his life, and the reason he came on the show was so he could get some sponsors back that he lost, so that he can race again in the Indy 500 and lose again.
I know. Why does he think he's still a race car driver?
Why not? He's a real estate agent in, like, maybe the most sales in Arizona, but it's Arizona. So...
Fire on this side.
Okay.
Love it.
Let's get back on track. So, tonight is after the final rose, so we are going to see the three of them possibly on a couch.
Ooh. Wait, is
you're
it
going to
live?
be there?
Yes.
Wait, so you're going to oh, okay, so I should watch. Sorry, I honestly, like, sitting here next to you, I really do like you a lot, but I literally think that I'm just over this season. I get it. Freaking over it. We need to move on. America needs to, like, forget about
this. To the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
So we think Becca's going to be announced as the Bachelorette tonight.
Yeah.
How could it not be her?
Yeah.
How are you going to set that narrative up and then be like, CN! You get a whole season.
Like, talks that CN might be.
No, but like Tia, CN, those are names throughout, but now I don't think there's even an option.
How are they going to like put Tia as the Bachelorette now after all of this?
No.
Like, what? Bekah, have fun in paradise. Like,
that would be really rude.
I have a question for Bekah.
That would be so insulting and rude. I'd be really freaking pissed if that happened to me.
Bekah, so how is she handling it? Is she handling it with like, wow, he's so below me? I can do so much better.
Bossy,
he's grossy, like sassy, like no more tears?
I mean, I think she was really devastated, and then just in talking with her, I think she's just like, you know, this dude.
Risen above it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But really, especially like,
Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
Good for
No,
her.
I mean, like, she better be like that because I feel like all of America's women will empower her to feel like that if she doesn't.
And
She's
I
a
think she'd
class
be a
act.
wonderful bachelorette. Like, I think she'd be really good.
I think so too.
Really
Like,
funny,
really good.
relatable,
Yeah.
down to earth.
Yeah, she's
so
great.
I could do this for hours, but do y'all have any final thoughts? Because we gotta wrap it up, but we have so much more Bachelor
Arie
content
sucks.
on digital.
I have a final question for them. What would you guys have proposed would have been the right decision at
Pun
the very
intended.
end? Yes, always. I love pun intended.
I love puns.
I do love puns.
I wish she had left
Whenever
them
I
pun.
accidentally do one, and like pun intended, I'm like,
Yes.
oh yes, now it is.
I just wish she had left both of them alone and just like driven off in like a race car in Peru. Like I wish she had just left them
With an
alone.
alpaca.
Both of them.
Alpaca.
Why?
Or Lauren and Becca.
I mean, I just feel like at that point, it's almost like the season wasn't over yet because he didn't have that clarity about
I know.
who to pick.
So that's-
so it's like I
I'd
feel like
say-
he should have just been like, you know what?
Can we date both of? Can I date both of you?
I'm not
That's
okay enough.
what I would have.
I'm polyamorous.
Yeah,
for.
I'm not okay enough right now to make any decisions.
Yeah.
And I would really appreciate it. I mean, if like you guys aren't okay with that, that's fine. But me, I don't think it's fair to get down on one knee to either right now.
right.
And I need that for me.
I know,
I'm
of
not
course.
done.
I need to walk
with
away
this.
from this
Don't you
experience
think-
and decide outside this world,
Yes,
this
yes,
bubble.
yes.
People
That's what you
would've-
should have done.
People would have respected that a lot more.
Yeah.
And you know how Juan Pablo, like his problem was that he
just hate
didn't
that he was
love
like,
anyone.
I'm not really feeling it. Like, you know,
And his
no.
fake sad face, he's like,
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
can I have
I
a
know.
hug?
No.
Oh,
And then he said, "I love you" when he was leaving Lauren.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
He-
I
Okay,
don't.
fine,
I mean,
that's
it's
fine,
like,
that's fine.
It's like, how are you gonna go from loving somebody to what?
No,
Just
you're
not
right.
loving them?
You're right.
But that's another thing. He kept
No.
saying. He was like, I just
But you
didn't.
don't say that
He's
when
like,
you're
no,
leaving
you
for
don't.
someone
But the
else.
ridiculous thing, he's like, I couldn't get over the heartbreak. I'm like, dude, it's been a month. Like, you do have to give it time for your feelings to subside for the other person.
And
it's
that's
not
what
just
he
gonna
talked
go
to
away.
JoJo, Rachel Lindsay, Sean Lowe, Chris Harrison, production. He's talked to everybody. And I think he just couldn't take it anymore.
And he just made the wonderful decision of breaking off an engagement on
Yes,
camera.
exactly. Smart
I'm
dude.
just not sure how he was like, "I'm gonna do this on camera." Yes.
Like, what did his family think
Really.
about that? They're like, good idea.
I want to know who he went to, and he was like, "I think I need to break
Yeah,
up
like,
with her."
did he go to like
go
Alon and be like, hey Alon, like, I'm gonna break up with Becca. You might want to get this on camera.
Did he go to a producer and express these doubts in which they
I'm
were
sure.
like,
I'm sure.
but like that's not who you go to.
You're like, extension to my TV show.
Or even the producers are like, so why don't we do it on camera? And then you're like, no.
No, probably not. Yeah, you cannot be forced into that. You can't be forced into that. That's a moral and ethical thing that they would never put. They really wouldn't force you into that at all.
You know,
they
I'm just
couldn't.
really
No,
bothered.
you can't force words out of
I know.
someone.
So, all right, guys, we have to wrap it up. But I loved every second of this, and we have so much more on Access tonight, including all three of you.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a lot more to say.
Yeah. So, and happy 30th
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, guys. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Oh, really?
Well, thank you guys so much for today. And Ashley, a big happy 3-0.
Thank
birthday.
you. Thanks.
And girls, thank you so much. We'll all be, not me, you'll all be on Access tonight.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Woo!